So we have just a basic intro to Reiki is that we have is called life energy. And most people are aware of it, but it's not taught in schools and things like that. But when you mention it, just from our own everyday experience, people are aware of this, is that we have life energy. And when we're feeling, we've gotten a good night's sleep and good food and we're happy and we feel good, our life energy is strong. But if we've been overworked and we're under a lot of stress, we're not sleeping and everything, our life energy gets jumbled and gets really weak. And so everybody has that experience, and that's because actually, and they in the back of their mind, they know something like that is going on. And so Reiki talks about the life energy that we have. And so also, one interesting thing about life energy is it's affected by our thoughts. So if we have positive, healthy thoughts, we have more life energy, and it's very conducive to our well-being and happiness. But if we have negative thoughts and we're angry at people and we have a lot of fear and hate and things like that, jealousy, then our life energy gets it's weaker and it's jumbled and darker and can have an adverse effect on your health. And so people who do have negative thoughts for habitually for a long period of time often get sick, but people who are very happy and up and joyful tend to stay healthy. So that's a little bit about life energy and how it naturally works in our lives.
And to prove this, I know one of the things is to prove things is that oftentimes, like when a husband dies, sometimes the wife is depressed and sad, and she dies shortly thereafter because she's not happy, like she didn't have that happy.
Her joy for life is just drained away and despondent. Yeah. So her life energy is weaker, and then that will cause, I guess, they just die.
Another thing I seems to notice that people who they like, okay, so they retire. That let's say they retired and they don't really have any interests. They're just like they just watch TV or something, and then it seems like their health decreases
Three
because
years they
they're.
die. Yeah.
And in
So
fact, my grandmother had a great vision for this because she did taxes. Okay, so she would see people working or whatever, and then they would retire, and then they would do nothing, and then she would notice and mention how their health would get bad. So my grandmother said, she said, "Hey, when I get older, I'm never going to retire. I'm always at least going to do the taxes because
absolutely, yeah,
and so
yeah.
because it kept her mind active for one, and it
You have a
seemed to give her
purpose.
purpose.
Yeah,
See, we said
vacations
it
are
in
nice, but
unison.
not forever.
That gives me a question for you because I know that you don't work on, New Year's resolutions and you just made the statement that your job is to write books. And do you have a vision for the book or books this year based on, where we're at in today's?
Well, with my writing, at this point, I haven't thought about it, but I will be writing more about how to use Reiki in a very productive way to improve the quality of your life and to achieve goals and just get along better with other people. Mhm.
Does that include things like nature, uh,
Well, nature
mantras,
is really
yoga? Are
really
those the
yeah.
ways to get there?
Well, with Reiki, the Reiki energy itself does it. But as we become healthier, we naturally are attracted more to nature and to animals and to watching animals and birds and squirrels and things like that is a very healthy thing to do. A nice pastime is to.
What
Oh,
are some other things? Because I know I've been reading a lot lately on how do we get there? How do I move from A to B, which is to have that energetic connection to the Om.
Well, most important thing is to take a Reiki class. And in the Reiki class, we have something, well, it was called an attunement. We have a little different word for it. It's the same thing, though, called a placement. And so that's what actually gives you the Reiki energy, or some people feel it's like flipping a switch, it turns it on inside of you. And this energy has a very powerful healing effect. And you can use it for yourself by putting your hands on yourself. You can give Reiki to yourself, and it increases it heals the energy within you, and also can heal your bones and organs and tissues and so forth. and more or less increases the vibration, so you're less likely to get sick. And if you do happen to get sick, then you can use that to give Reiki to yourself, and then work through a cold or flu or some other illness much faster. And then you can also receive sessions from other people. And then after you've taken the class, of course, then you can also send it to others. So you can send it at a distance. You can do sessions in person, do Reiki on yourself. And doing those things form a combination of healing energies that really support your well-being. So, knowing that you're doing something that's helpful is really very beneficial. And then for it to be Reiki, which naturally will uplift your energies, are, just really, it's just a great thing. So, like I say, the important thing is to take a Reiki class, because then you would get the placement or attunement, and then you would actually receive the ability to do Reiki. So that's how Reiki works. So rather than a person having to study for years and years and years, and at first they can't hardly do anything, and they could do a little bit, and then eventually they become really good over maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years, like it's true with shamanism. With this, immediately when you take the class, you have the ability. So in the class, it's usually a weekend, 2 to 3 days, and you get the attunement. Sometimes there's more than one. And in the class, then you practice, and you see, whoa, I got this new energy. So,
So that's what we need to do. Roger, when are you going to teach next? Because I'd like to be taught by you.
yeah, I got classes coming up.
Sign up.
I got to look at my schedule book.
Okay.
I've got some right here
Roger will
while I'm
fly
here. Now, you guys, excuse, because wait a minute now. See, I'm going away, but I'm coming back.
Well, you're going to teach them in person, or is this? I mean,
Yeah, you could take it online
You'll be
too.
back in, okay.
but you could come here because you're he's in Michigan. You could be here.
If you want to put your recording on pause,
Okay,
let me go get my book.
Online might be a good place to start it.
What I do think that a teaching class, you should have people, because if you're actually going to practice Reiki, there should be people around. Well, one thing is, I've kind of noticed this. It seems like people who aren't around nature are like more depressed. Oh, I'm gonna start saying this too. You notice people live in cities where there's no parks and stuff. It seems like there's like this whole, like this, they're not happy. There's this joy that comes from being in nature that seems to be missing from people who live.
Yeah, that's why in New York they have Central Park, and that's just a great thing to have right in the middle of a big city like that. I think that's probably one of the reasons New York, is so thriving, because they do have, Central
That's a
Park
great
and other
observation.
recreational. Yeah,
Probably Chicago too, they have a lot of green space in Chicago.
yeah, they got the lake and all that. They got,
LA,
But not everybody is near the lake, though. There are people who aren't near the
in
lake.
Chicago, they have a rural green space rule. They took the right down look at the art downtown. Look at the
I mean, I'm not sure if a Picasso that's in Daly Square is really, like being in nature, though.
Yeah, but this is uplifting to go into
Compared to
a
other
museum
towns.
and seeing these wonderful works of art that people have done. I think that's, if you can get into it and start to think about the
Appreciate
artist
it.
and the quality
Yes.
of it and all that.
Which is another attunement to our divine ability to heal and heal ourselves and others, is to tune into the creative forces. I believe being creative is as close as we can get to
Now,
God. So it's like,
Well, that's why
Okay, so in terms of classes, I do have a beginning class online on February 3rd and 4th,
Oh, okay, a 2-day class? What days of the week is that? Saturday or Sunday? Or
Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
And then it's for LA time though, so it would start at noon here and go to about 9:30 at night. So that's how it would work.
Noon here, so it would be 11 o'clock in Central Time then.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 11 to 8:30, I guess. So yeah, that's the 3rd and 4th of February.
No, here's the thing, online thing. But of course, it's a energy. I mean, like, shouldn't there be like somebody there with you that you can practice with, or is that?
That's beneficial, yes. But
You'll have to stay. You'll have to stay with me then, Deborah. You'll have to be there.
that's,
So you can practice
I
on
think
each
it's a
other.
little
group
better.
together? You get a group together in your house? Do people do that? Or is it
If you want to get a
person?
group that takes it online, yeah,
Okay.
you can do that
Interesting,
too.
just a thought.
But then, like, see how we've got the big screen or something where they can. So
Yeah.
and then,
I have the big screen. Do it downstairs in the family room.
Or yeah, because you can hook your computer up to the television.
Mm-hmm.
like I was doing, and then
Okay.
your camera though. See, I would see what is your camera in your computer is seeing, so you could just aim it at the group or something like
Yeah,
that.
you could have the camera on your computer aimed at the group, but then have the screen showing what's on the computer,
Like
so
a
it's bigger.
cable going up to the screen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I could see everybody. When someone raises a hand, I could see it. And so, sometimes they ask questions, but usually there's one person in the screen like that, and they'll raise their hand, or there's a button they can push, and a artificial hand comes up on the side.
Is that on Zoom then, or?
Yeah, Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say if not
One
a
hand.
large group, but 4 or 6 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, maybe Deborah, you can stay with me in February. You can
Yeah,
stay with
two
me,
is
and then
fine.
we could do it together.
Yeah, I mean, if you have someone to do it together, it's better. Because what I do is, we teach distant Reiki. So the first day is self Reiki, which of course is easy. The second day is distant, and we have a symbol that's the distant symbol that allows you to do it at a distance. Then you can do it to other people who are, online. And you have partners and stuff. And then I put you in the room together, and then you can talk to each other and do Reiki with each other, and things like that. So there's the general room, and then there's individual where you go into sessions. So yeah, I teach online like that. And then
Do you have a limit to how many people that you have in that class?
well, the limit is pretty high, like 48 or something like that is
Okay, so
possible.
that's-
Yeah, and then let's see. Let me see when I get back here to Michigan, or what else is happening here. Yeah, I would say that you take that because I don't teach the 1 and 2 classes often as the others. That's the beginning class, so I teach in more than master levels. But let me see what I got when I get back here. I'm going to be in Redondo Beach in person, and Seattle.
Where's the Nando Beach?
Redondo. Redondo is outside LA. It's part of LA.
Okay, that sounded like LA up there.
Well, let's see. Let me get here. See, I got. See, I'm all over the place. So let's see. Oh man, I'm having to go way into. See, I would say you need to take that class because
Okay.
I'm looking and I don't.
We'll do that class. That sounds great.
I have to look at my schedule because I'm.
No, don't look at the
Actually-
schedule.
Yeah, in terms of all the way into the summer, that's